We're good, Ma.
Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my kitchen, or welcome if you are new. I am Denise, and today I am going to make up a couple soups so I can divvy it up into portion sizes and keep it in the freezer for me to take to work for my lunch. So I am going to dice up this carrot. And I need about a tablespoon of oil in here. Half a tablespoon. And I need half of a small onion. And 1.5 cloves of garlic. This is a half a teaspoon, that's why I did it 3 times. I'm just gonna let this cook up for a little bit here. Let that onion and garlic get fragrant. And then I need cabbage. The recipe is calling for 1 cup, but I don't see how that's going to be enough if it's cabbage soup. So I'm just going to chop some of this up here. And then I'm also going to need 1.5 stalks of celery. But I keep my celery in the freezer because I hardly ever use it. So I just took out about 3/4 of a cup. I don't know, that'll be good enough. The carrot, celery, and cabbage. So there's the celery, carrot, cabbage. And I'm going to cook this for 5 minutes. So I will bring you back. Okay, you guys, these carrots and cabbage has been cooking for 5 minutes. So now I'm going to add about 3 cups of cauliflower. And then I am going to add a 14-ounce can of diced tomatoes with the juice. I got that there. I'm using fire roasted just because I have it and wanted to see what kind of flavor that would give it. And then I need to add half of a green pepper that I am going to dice up quick. And I will have this recipe linked for you below in the description box. I've never made it before, but I'm so ready for soup. So there's my half of a green bell pepper. And then now I need 3 cups of beef broth. But I'm just going to use warm water and beef bouillon. So I got 3 cups of water. Now I need 3 teaspoons of bouillon. So 3 teaspoons. And now I need a tablespoon of tomato paste. And I always keep my extra tomato paste wrapped in wax paper in 1 tablespoon amounts, because I hardly ever use a whole can of tomato paste. So there's that. And then I need a bay leaf. And 1 bay leaf. And then I need half a tablespoon of the W sauce. And a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Call that a half a teaspoon. And pepper to taste. And I am just going to let this sit here and simmer. Get everything all cooked and tendered. And I will bring you back and show you how I will be storing this. Okay, friends, my my cabbage soup is sitting over here on the other counter getting cooled down. So while that's doing that, I am going to start on my broccoli potato soup. And I need 12 ounces of bacon chopped up here. So I'm just going to get this cut up with my kitchen shears. This is a 12-ounce package, so the whole thing will be getting used. Okay, now we'll fry all that up. This is going to take a little bit, so I'll bring you back when it's done. Okay, you guys, our bacon is fried, so now I am going to scoop it out of here and put it onto this paper towel lined plate. Turn that off for a minute, it's hot. Okay, now I am going to dump most of this grease into a bowl because I won't be using all of that. Left about a tablespoon or so in there, so now I'm going to add a half of a medium onion. And since this is all getting cooked up and I have this little bit left in the freezer, I'm using it. And I need 2 more stalks of celery. So I took some more out of the freezer. I'm going to cook this up for a few minutes. Okay, our onion and celery is getting tender. So now I need a couple large russet potatoes. I have these in the freezer, so I'm going to use them up. I am cleaning up a lot of things today. And then I need 4 cups of chicken broth. So I have 4 cups of warm water here. I am going to add 4 teaspoons of chicken bouillon. Give that a stir. I'm going to pour this 4 cups in here. We're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes. Let it simmer. So I will bring you back in 10 minutes. Okay, friends, my potatoes have been simmering for about 10 minutes. They didn't need to boil quite that long because they were par-boiled before I froze them. So now I'm adding in 4 cups of broccoli. So I'm going to let that cook for a few minutes. And while that's cooking, I have here 5 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to melt. And I also found a jar of pimento in the fridge. And I'm just going to use that up. Okay, then I'm going to need a 1/4 cup plus a tablespoon of flour. So there's my 1/4 cup. Then I'm going to need 6 ounces of shredded cheese. So I'll get that shredded while that's melting. There's my cheese. And I need a whisk for this. Here is my 1/4 cup. And a tablespoon. Cook this together. Now I'm going to slowly whisk in 2 cups of milk. Cook this for about 5 minutes. Got all the lumps out of there, so that's a good thing. Okay, you guys, my roux here has thickened up. So now I'm going to remove it from the heat and stir in the cheddar cheese, handful at a time, so that can get melted. And here's our cheesy cheddar sauce that I'm going to pour into the soup. I'm going to add the bacon back in here after I get this pan scraped out better. If you could smell this, yummy. Okay, now I'll add the bacon back. Oh my goodness. This smells amazing. So since this burner is going to be hot for a while, I'm just going to shut that off and leave it sit here for a little bit. And my other soup is just about cooled down, so I'll bring you back when I get that ready for the freezer. Okay friends, my cabbage soup is now cooled, so I'm going to put them into containers and put into the freezer. This is my little thermos that I have to take to work, and what I do in the mornings is boil water and then put it in here, put the lid on and let it sit and get good and hot. And then just before I leave for work, I'll put my soup in the microwave and get that good and hot. Dump out my water, put my hot soup in here, and it stays relatively warm until I take my lunch at noon. And I have found that 1.5 ladles fills that container. So I'm going to fill up as many containers as I can. And I just got a label with the contents and date, but they won't be sitting in the freezer for long. So I'm just going to get this done, and then my broccoli soup is sitting here behind me cooling down, and I will do the exact same thing with that. And I always save my cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, any container. I always save them. And it comes in perfect for days like this. So I will just get this done, and we have a stand-up freezer in the basement that I will be putting these into. So that's my soup for the next week or two. I hope you enjoyed this soup making video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.